Hi everybody, it's Dara, and it's dinner time, and I'm really excited because I actually feel like making something beautiful. There are times when I don't. There's times when I just want to make a fast soup, a fast smoothie, just drink juice. Let me check the camera. Yes, we're on. I'm hoping you can hear. It looks like it. Yes. Okay, so what inspired me... Okay, sorry, trying to get rid of outside noise. What inspired me to make this dinner is the beautiful zucchini. It's been a while since I've seen zucchini that aren't measly. And zucchini is, to me, a raw food lover's food. This is one of the best. It's one of my favorites. So many things can be done with zucchini. I have a no bean hummus recipe, which is amazing. We can make zucchini pasta. We can make dips. We can make dressings. This is a no-fat. This is a great addition to a no to low-fat salad dressing for body. But today, what we're going to do is take the zucchini and use one of my favorite tools, which is the Borner V-Slicer. Be very careful, it's sharp, but it's going to give us julienne pieces of zucchini. I may change my mind and make zucchini noodles with a spiraler. I'm going to think about it. While I'm telling you about zucchini, zucchini is amazing because it has a lot of folate, it has vitamin A, vitamin C, which we need to replenish every day. We need to have vitamin C. Our body can't produce it, so therefore we have to give it to ourselves daily. And it also has manganese, and manganese is important for the production of sex hormones. So not only is this a sexy food because of that, but it also has a lot of fiber. And fiber cleans our colon. And I've said this before, that the thing that makes us sexy and makes us attractive is having clean insides. Because if you think about it, we're attracted to people who have the possibility, who are radiating health. And radiating health can only happen from the inside out. Sure, there's colorful things you can put on your body and your hair and your eyes, and you can do things to be attractive, but there is nothing more attractive than clean, healthy, shiny skin, eyes. So those things happen. White eyes happen from a clean liver. All of this happens from having a clean colon and clean intestines, and how that happens is eating fiber. That's one of the ways. You can go on a juice cleanse, but fiber helps our bodies cleanse. We are cleansing all of the time, and this kind of food, raw living food with fiber in it, helps cleanse our bodies. So therefore, disease can't live in the colon. That's where a lot of toxins end up kind of stagnating. And so this kind of food helps clean it out. We also want to alkalize, which lemons are very alkalizing. You think that they're acidic, but when they're in our bodies, they alkalize. So, and this is a great punch of vitamin C, so our dressing can have some lemon. I got the micro cilantro, and cilantro is so nice because it helps our bodies detoxify heavy metals that come in the form of aluminum cans, that come in the form of underarm deodorant with aluminum in them, that come through lead pipes, that come from things that we have used without knowing that we're using them and they're causing us harm. So what we want to do is eliminate the use of aluminum cans and eliminate the deodorant with aluminum in them. And if we already have used any of these things and then some, there could be all kinds of fillings and ways we've ingested metals, heavy metals, which cause problems. They cause a lot of different kinds of disease. So cilantro is one of those ways that helps us. I think I saw something moving, which would only mean that it's fresh. I don't mind seeing moving things on the food because that means that it's fresh. It's funny. So we're going to use the micro cilantro. I love it. And it'll look pretty with the noodles. I'm thinking of when you look at the zucchini, it helps to look at the size of it to decide what you want to do with it. If they're small, julienning them on their edge is great because then you get little pieces. And when they're larger, then you can use the spiruli spiraler. The middle of it won't get used, but if it's wide enough, then you have enough to make spaghetti with. There's a lot of different tools. So I could use the julienne the long way to get long noodles, which is nice. So I'm thinking about that. We have cherry tomatoes, and we also have mushrooms, which ideally, grown in the right conditions, help us with vitamin D. So if you're not in a sunny area, then mushrooms are a good way to get vitamin D. They're also a really good way when you're eating raw food to have a thick consistency. These chopped up or ripped apart in the salad gives us a really nice something to chew into, and they hold a lot of flavor. So if you season these, put a little bit of oil and mix them up and marinate them, they hold a lot of flavor. So I'm a huge fan of mushrooms. And we have something that will kill germs. Okay, we have onions. They're antibacterial, antifungal. And the zucchini are also anti-inflammatory. We want to get rid of inflammation in our body. So I'll go ahead and start this process, and while I start chopping, I will consider how I'm going to treat the zucchini. Either way, it'll be good. I've got my Kyocera knife, which is like new. This brand, when it starts to dull after a couple of years, you send it in and they sharpen it for free. And this is like, it's amazing how sharp this is. When we're cutting, we always want to claw the vegetable, the produce, so that our fingertips are not in the way of the blade. Ah, I love the smell of fresh onion. And I'm just really happy that I'm in the mood to prepare food. I called a friend to come over because I like to share. It's so much more fun when somebody gets to share it with you and taste all the benefits of the fresh and live produce, and it's a way of expressing love. Feeding ourselves is loving ourselves. Feeding ourselves beautifully is a way to express love to ourselves and express love to somebody else. It's nothing, there is no easier, more immediate transfusion of love than to obviously hug somebody, but also to give them food that was made with love, because raw food has such a high water content. The emotions and energy put in is absorbed by the food and digested by the person eating it. Look at Dr. Emoto's studies on water and you'll see what I mean. So we always want to prepare food when we are in a loving mood. When I'm not in the mood to prepare food, I don't. It's only when I'm highly motivated and inspired, because the food will then be inspired. And it's fun, and it's colorful. It's playing with your food. Now I will have the onion, I'll have the cilantro. If I don't feel like mixing a dressing, I just simply have to squeeze a little bit of flax oil for essential fatty acids that help our brain function. Squeeze some lemon juice. I could sprinkle some hot pepper and just mix all the ingredients, and that's how easy it can be. If I want to take it a step further, I pull out my little mini food processor and I'll squeeze the orange and lemon in there. I'll maybe put some avocado to make it creamy. I'll put some little peppers to make it hot. These peppers have capsaicin, which boost our metabolism and kill germs, so those are great. And I could throw some raspberries into the dressing to give some antioxidants. So this food, while it's pretty and it's satisfying and it's nutrient dense and feeds our cells, it also fights disease. So why not make every minute count, every space in our body, everything we put in for ourselves can count towards optimal health, optimal energy, optimal beauty, optimal vigor. That's what I'm going for. And if times I go, like yesterday, I went for the most gorgeous meal at Matthew Kenny's restaurant, and I'm telling you, it was gorgeous. It's the kind of food that takes so much care and preparation, and it's fine, and it's beautiful, and it's presented beautifully, and it's not the kind of thing we do at home all the time. And it may be richer than we would be accustomed to, but enjoying it with someone you love, eating it with love, and knowing that you can get back on track with less rich foods the next day. So we're flexible. So if we go a little bit off track of the things that are our norm or our ideal, then it's not a problem. It just means that we're flexible and we can gear ourselves towards something different tomorrow. And that's what I'm doing today. So the food was inspirational. Matthew Kenny has a culinary institute called Make, and the restaurant's called Make, M-A-K-E, and I highly recommend it. Okay, so now it's time to handle the zucchini, and so we have a decision to make. We can julienne to get little pieces, go like that, and we'll get little julienne pieces. It really depends how we want to eat it. Do we want to twirl it? We might. Let's see, I'm going to show you. This is the spiruli spiral, and it will give us spaghetti. But I find it to be easier to use the Borner V-slicer. So I'm going to do that. Now when I use this, because it has such a serious blade, I put on a cut protection glove so that I don't have to worry that I'm going to hurt myself. These are going to be thin slices. So let's see, it's in here in my towel drawer. I love that somebody said your cupboards, they want to see inside my cupboards because they all seem like magic. So let's see how I feel about the strips. Nice. I think that's a way to give us noodles. And they're a little bit thinner than the spiruli spiraler. I can do a little bit, but I love the spiraler. If you need a spaghetti texture like that, then the spiraler is fantastic. But I just like this. It uses the whole thing. There's no waste. When you have the little tube left over when using the spiraler, I just chop up the little sections. I don't like to waste the inside of the zucchini, or there might be seeds, which is really good for us. The whole thing is good for us. I don't peel the zucchini, although some people do for the look, of real pasta. If you were trying to feed a child and wanted it to look like real pasta, you could peel the skin. But there's a lot of the vitamins and minerals in the skin. This is great. So I figure 2 zucchini. I mean, this is a lot. That was 1 zucchini. But what happens is a little bit of salt or sauce or whatever kind of reduces down its sweats. And if you serve it right away, this 1 zucchini, because it will be filling. But to be generous, I usually figured 2 zucchinis per person, which even that makes it really a budget-friendly meal. To use zucchinis, I really highly recommend them. And when they're in season, I am known to buy a large amount of them, and they stay for quite some time in the refrigerator. You might want to think about, if you're considering budget, buying a case of zucchini at Whole Foods, getting 10% off and splitting that with a friend or 2. Or 3. Zucchini, the no-bean hummus, when you make that and keep that in the refrigerator, that lasts 5 days. So that's a great thing to take on the go or to keep in the fridge. This is great. I feel like happy with my choice. So if there's any tools that you like, anything that you like, let me check. Yep, still recording. If there's anything you like, look on my website, because I put my favorite items listed there. except that's from Sur La Table, and I got it for like $40. It was on sale, and it's their very large 3-tier basket, and I love it. So we have this. I'm going to do I'll do some cilantro. And how do we feel about the dressing? I could keep it so simple, or I could mix up a dressing. I've been really into ripping the mushrooms. For some really weird reason, they taste better to me when they're ripped apart. And what else can I say? I guess it could be time to make the dressing. If I want to use the habanero or the little red peppers, the fresh habanero and not powder, then I tend to want to mix and blend a dressing, because then if you don't, then you have to chop up the habanero so fine, and most likely you'll take a bite of this and bite into one piece. One bite will be hotter. So to disperse the pepper, I will put it in the Cuisinart. And if you're not in a hurry and can hang tight while I mix a dressing, then we can make a dressing. And I think that's what I'll do. So I use, maybe it's like $29, a Cuisinart mini food processor. Yes, honey? Anything? Do you need anything? Okay, so, and I know what she needs. I asked her to turn the movie off so I could do the video, but it's just a couple more minutes. I don't think she likes to hear that the video is going to be longer. I know some of you like when they're longer and some of you don't. So what I suggest is watch it in portions. Okay, this is so beautiful and so exciting. It's going to be so delicious. We have a lot of airplanes overhead. Okay, so I will carry on to the next portion of our video. Here is the dressing portion. We have the mini food processor. Okay. That's easy. So I'm definitely going to use maybe a quarter of, you can always add more, of the habanero. I will add lemon juice, and I have so many oranges because I'm buying them by the bagful while they're in season here, that's a nice liquid for our dressing. This is going to turn the pasta into more of like a salad if I don't add the citrus. This is an interesting thought. We have to think about this. If I add the citrus, it's going to be more like a salad. If I leave it out and just use a little bit of olive oil or flax oil and some garlic powder, then it will be more like a pasta. So I'm actually going to go that route because I have had plenty of citrus. So this will have flax oil, and I am going to mince the habanero and see what happens, or use pepper. So a tablespoon or 2 of the oil, and I'll tell you, I love garlic powder because fresh garlic is really pungent. I'm not supposed to have fresh garlic because I found out I have a bit of a food allergy to it. I don't feel well after I eat it, but I am fine with garlic powder. It also gives the flavor of cooked. A little bit of salt. I'm not using much, just a pinch. Goes a long way. And I am going to mince the habanero. I could have probably put some oil in there, but I'd have to use too much oil. So let's just mince it up. You could use nutritional yeast, which tastes cheesy, if you want to give it a cheesy flavor. Chop, 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 chop. So oh, I had such a nice day today. It was sunny. I went to the gym. I hung out with a new friend. It's always nice on the days when you can connect and have great conversation. Those days I find the best of all, when you get to connect. I think connection for me is one of my favorite things, which I think is why I love doing these videos, because it helps us all to connect. Even if in our busy lives we can't see each other all the time in person, we get to be here together and connect on things that we all love, which is health and wellness and inspiration and the truth. You know, the truth is important. This means that when we eat this way, we're not succumbing to companies who want to sell us things because they want to make money. We are taking our health into our own hands. We are saying we have the power to change our lives for the better, spiritually, emotionally, psychologically, our relationships, our bodies. Raw food does that, and I know it may sound really simple to it sounds like a simple thing, but it really is something that shouldn't be a secret, This is the way. So I might add tomatoes. We want some color. I think color will be fun. I'm going to taste it. Let's see. It's so beautiful. How easy is this? How happy is that? And I say, if you want to have your cooked food dinner, don't worry about giving up your cooked food. Just eat this first, and you'll find that the amount of cooked food that you want to eat is so much less than you originally thought. So you just have to kind of trick yourself and say, I'm going to have whatever I want, and that's whatever I want. Literally, whatever your thing is. No judgment. And know that you can have that. You're just going to eat this first, and then see what happens to your life. And let me know below, because things change. If you add one dish like this a day, your life will change. It's just the way that it is. So on that note, I love you guys. Thank you so much for voting, because we won Best Online TV Show. We won Sexiest Raw Vegan, second year in a row, and we won Best Simple Raw Food Chef.